just transformed Roblox's 3D engine, once again, into a fully playable 2D game. And this time, I made sure it actually feels 2D. I completely rebuilt the movement system and added a few new mechanics that make everything feel so much smoother. So, let me show you what I've been working on. You probably remember what the old UI looked like. Yeah, it wasn't great. The old UI looked like programmer art.
Well, what the hell, what?
So I decided to redesign the whole thing. The idea is that the entire game takes place inside a simulation, so everything is themed around an old computer. Here we have the settings window, the info tab. I still need to add some images. And over here my favorite part, the level selector. Right now, only the first level is available, but I've already started naming the future ones, and if you're wondering, I didn't build this inside Roblox. I designed everything in Figma, which is honestly a goated tool for making interfaces like this. As you can see, every single UI element was made here first. I have to make a tutorial on this because UI design is a really popular topic. Anyway, the hardest part wasn't actually designing it. It was getting everything to scale correctly once imported into Roblox, since images bigger than 1024 pixels get downscaled. Yeah. Roblox added this and I didn't realize until I imported every single image. I also replaced the cursor with something a lot more retro. I honestly love how it turned out. I also added a small HUD and results screen at the end of every level. Don't worry, we'll get to the ranking system in a second, but first, let's go back to the map. It's still pretty similar to how I left it in the last video, although I'm still not sure which sky looks better. This one? Or this one? Let me know, Sky 1 or Sky 2? Before we start playing, I also remade all of the player animations. They're entirely made by me this time, and I've recently started using Moon Animator, which has been a huge upgrade. They're still not perfect, but they already make the movement feel much more alive, except for the jump animation, it definitely needs a rework. Alright, let's see how the gameplay has changed. As you can see, we finally have an actual game flow. This portal is just a prototype, I'll definitely improve it later. Here we get some dialogue boxes, and right here, our very first upgrade. This is the double jump soda. Drinking it permanently unlocks the double jump. And yes, you probably noticed already, the gameplay is finally fully 2D. I completely locked the Z-axis and got rid of the torso rotation, so please, don't let the comments become,
It's actually 2.5D.
Later on, I introduce the two core climbing mechanics, wall jump, and ledge grab. Wall jump is exactly what you'd expect, simply jump while touching a highlighted wall. And ledge grab is completely automatic. If you're just short of reaching a platform, your character grabs onto it for you. The rest of the level is basically there to introduce the game's mechanics. For example, some items can be carried in a single inventory slot, so you'll be able to use them later. Yeah, I know, it's Ultra Kill's skull, I just didn't have my own model yet. Once we get up here we place the skull. And we're free. I actually really like this effect. Anyway, this is the ranking system. Just like in Ultra Kill and many other games, there are 5 different ranks. D, C, B, A, and S. Your final rank depends on 3 things: time, deaths, and damage taken. Once you finish the level, your highest rank gets saved. Simple as that. Honestly, I think the game's direction is much clearer now. We now have acts and levels, all taking place inside a simulation you're trying to escape while getting the best possible stats. But I still feel like it's missing something. Games like these usually have a reason to keep pushing forward. In Super Meat Boy, you're trying to rescue Bandage Girl. In Pizza Tower, Peppino is trying to stop the Pizza Tower from destroying his pizzeria. And in Celeste, you're climbing a giant mountain flooded with obstacles. I feel like my game needs something similar. I think the game needs something to chase. or something chasing you. Maybe some mysterious entity. Something that constantly makes you wonder what's really going on. I've also been thinking about designing simpler levels that focus more on movement and flow, and improving the gameplay by adding entities, kind of like Grace. Those entities chasing you in a 2D scenario would be really cool. And honestly, I really like the idea of ending every act with its own boss fight, then saving one final boss for the last act, the secret. For now, these are all just ideas, but one thing I always do is read your comments. Whenever someone suggests something cool I genuinely like, I write it down. So if you've got any ideas, leave them below. Putting the game's story aside for a moment, I think the gameplay itself is starting to become really fun. I built this small test level just to experiment with the movement, and honestly, even with only one unlockable ability, it's already a lot of fun to play. Now imagine this with 5 or 6 different movement abilities. Well, we've reached the part a lot of you have been asking about. How did I actually build all of this? I'm not going to go too deep into it today, because I'd rather make dedicated tutorials for each topic. But I can at least show you how I've been developing the game behind the scenes. The biggest change has been the project's structure. I completely reorganized the code into separate client, server, and shared modules, all loaded through a bootstrap system, and trust me, I didn't come up with this overnight. I'm definitely not some programming genius. It took me quite a while to understand how everything fits together. Another huge change is that I barely write code inside Roblox Studio anymore. Instead, I connected the project to VS Code using Rojo. That lets me use Git, better debugging tools, and of course, Claude. I only started using Claude recently, and it's massively improved both my code and my workflow. That said, AI still doesn't replace developers. You still have to understand, fix, and build the game yourself. But anyway, sometimes AI scares me a little, because it's low-key really smart. And one important thing, don't let the AI make your entire project, make sure you can understand the code and fix it. I wish I could show you everything today, but I'd rather turn these into their own tutorials. The UI, the movement system, the project structure, there's still a lot to cover, and thanks for sticking around while I was away. A few months ago, I couldn't even understand metatables, so if you're thinking about making your own game, just start. The best way to learn is to build something you're excited about.